Hey, it's Brandon, and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite creative strategies for investing in real estate, using a Heloc. How would you like to purchase real estate using no money out of your bank account? Sounds like a late night TV scam, doesn't it? Well, my name is Brandon Turner, host of the BiggerPockets podcast and author of these books. And today I'm going to show you how a Heloc can allow you to do just that. Stay tuned. So when I say the word Heloc, what comes to mind? Probably like a little creature from Lord of the Rings or some compartment on a space shuttle maybe. But really, Heloc simply stands for Home Equity Line of Credit. And I'm going to show you how this simple lending tool can help you do more real estate deals this year. And hey, as I go through this, if you find it valuable, just do me a favor and click that little thumbs up button below the video. It really helps us reach more people. And of course, subscribe. All right, so let me explain how a Heloc works, then how to use one to invest in real estate. And the best way to explain what a Heloc is with an example. All right, so let's just say you own a house. Cute kitchen for you and your cute spouse and your cute kids and your ugly dog. Now, let's just say you owe the bank 80 grand on that house, but the house has gone up in value. Good job. And maybe you've just paid off some of the house too, so it's actually worth like 200 grand. So the difference between what the property is worth and what you owe on it is known as equity. Equity is really great because the more you have, the more wealth you have, right? But normally, in order to access that equity, you'd have to sell the property, pay a real estate agent, pay closing costs, all that. So at the end of the day, you might end up losing like 10% of whatever you sold it for. Let's do that for a second. So to go to our $200,000 house example, you sold it, you could lose like 20 grand in the transaction to those fees. Now that would leave you with 180 grand. But then you got to pay off the loan, right? The mortgage that you had on it, the initial mortgage, which we said was 80,000, 100 grand to invest. If, of course, you don't have any taxes to pay on that. Now, let's look at an alternative way to access that equity, a home equity line of credit. The home equity line of credit is a loan, usually a second mortgage added on top of whatever your existing mortgage is. And it kind of acts like this gigantic credit card. You get access to this big line of credit, but you only pay when you're using it. And the interest rate's actually way lower than a credit card, like sometimes under 5%, though that rate is usually variable, but it could go up and down a little bit with interest rates. So if you get a Heloc, you now have quick and easy access to capital when you need it, but you're not paying when you're not using it, right? All right, so how much can you get? Well, this gets kind of interesting because some banks will allow you to take up to 90% of the property's value. And that includes your first mortgage, of course, so if you have one. So let's walk through that math. I'll keep it simple, I promise. Remember earlier our example? We talked about a house worth 200 grand, which means the bank, if they let us take 90%, could give us up to $180,000, right? For all the loans on the property. So again, if our mortgage was 80,000 and they're gonna let us take 180 total, we take the 180 minus the 80 and we have $100,000 that we can pull out in a home equity line of credit. Now does that $100,000 number sound familiar? It should. It's the same amount I mentioned earlier when we talked about the money that we'd likely have after selling the property. So in other words, potentially I could have the same amount of leftover money as if I was selling the property, but I don't actually have to sell it. I can keep it, and I can now use that 100,000 to invest in real estate. Now, I'm sure you could find some use for 100 grand to invest in real estate, right? Maybe you use it to buy lower priced blue collar homes in your area. Maybe you use it as a down payment on a larger apartment building. Or maybe you use it as a, capital, the capital needed to BRRRR your next real estate deal. Of course, BRRRR stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. It's a strategy where you find a fixer upper rental property, you buy it with short-term funds like a Heloc, you fix it up, you then go to a bank and get a normal fixed rate first mortgage on the newly rehabbed property, paying off the Heloc, giving you that short-term money back, and then you can repeat the process over and over. And by the way, for more on the BRRRR strategy, check out the video here, wherever it is, or just search YouTube for BRRRR BiggerPockets and you'll find it. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, can you do me a favor? Click that little thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel for more real estate and personal finance related videos, and of course, come hang out with us over on BiggerPockets. And of course, to learn more about creative finance, including Helocs, home equity installment loans, house hacking, partnerships, lease options, seller financing, and more, consider picking up a copy of my first full-length book, launched a few years ago, called The Book on Investing in Real Estate with No and Low Money Down, which you can get at biggerpockets.com/bookstore or wherever books are sold, or pirated off the internet. But don't do that. All right, for biggerpockets.com, my name is Brandon Turner, signing off.